Management of your own emotional state. Whenever we interact and attempt to connect with people, that is either platonic, romantic, or for a business endeavor, a common error that occurs is one of states of being that lead to a path of failure. Meaning, the emotions, the ideas, the way you express yourself are ones that are unmanaged, they're out of control, they're chaotic, or they're completely suppressed. They're completely, over-parented, which leads to stifling and leaving a front, leaving a cardboard front. So, those are the two kind of paths we tend to if we're going down the wrong path. Now, what managing your own emotions is the ability to understand what is going on internally and being able to change the state, change the strategy so that you can calibrate and have a more successful interaction with the person in front of you. So, when we talk about our own emotional state, our own psyche, it's important to understand certain aspects about it. One is the emotional feeling, the presence, the energy that you experience that manifests outward. These can be fear, this can be anger, insecurities, it can be a state of anxiety. All these emotions that we experience and that kind of like leave us with a negative taste in the interaction, rather than one of feeling positive, feeling good, being able to be open to whatever is in front of you and to the possibilities. That is the thing that we need to come of more of an awareness to. Are we more on the negative side, or are we more on the positive side? The next step, the next part of these components is one of the ideas that you have. Now, these can manifest in belief systems, values, identity, characteristics, culture. All these kind of bubble up whenever we interact with someone. They kind of pop into our head, and the ones that weigh more will have a greater determining value to what is going to be put out there. That is the next step of expressiveness. Now, some of these ideas are only emerging from the unconscious due to our emotional state. And when those emotions are negative, they're going to bring about negative ideas. And so the third step to this whole kind of process of emotional states, of managing your emotions, or an unmanagement of them, is the way you express yourself through your personality. And it's going to be little details, the way the way you move through your body, the vocal tonality, the means, the colors of your character. If you have emotions that are negative, and those translate into negative ideas, we're going to have a negative personality. Your means of expressing yourself are going to be negative or unappealing. So, an unmanagement of our emotions will cause us, it starts from the emotions we have, the feelings, the energy that is bubbling up internally, and it projects outward, it manifests. And they manifest either in stifleness, in which we don't let anything out, we hold everything back, and it burns at us, or it's all let out, it's uncontrolled, and it's kind of a mess. Now, the idea of managing your own emotions, having a monopoly over the internal state of your psyche, is one of empowerment. It's basically the idea that, whatever is happening internally, there is control, or there is some leverage that you can pull or push in order to feel a state of being that is more, that is going to determine the success of the interaction. So, what does that really look like? If we look internally and we see what is occurring from the emotions, the ideas, and the personality, the questions we ask ourselves in terms of, why am I feeling this way? And it's going to bring about a free association to get to the core of the issue. So you have to ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? How can I change my state of feeling? Asking those key questions. The next step, after understanding what is going on internally, is to take action in some way. And that can be, allowing ideas to emerge that are, tools, that are tactics that will change the state of being internally. Ones of, don't worry about it, you're okay, nothing's gonna happen, you're not gonna die, who cares, this is, it's just a simple little interaction, nothing to worry about. To manage, to cool down, to calm yourself. That's the key to managing your own emotions. It's understanding what is happening internally and taking action in order to, calm yourself down if you're in a chaotic, manic state of being where you have no sense of control and things are just popping out that are not making sense. Calm yourself down, keeping it cool, saying, don't worry, you don't need to impress, you don't need to be such a dancing monkey of sorts. And on the opposite side, if you're completely stifled, if you're, gripping to gripping the door, the gates of your emotional state, of your emotional door, and just be like, okay, it's fine. You can let some of it out. You can let out some of those feelings in terms of, you can let out some of those feelings by releasing it slowly and projecting it in a way that's like, okay, I feel anxious. I feel fear being in front of this person. Okay, let's just be like, you know what, I'm a little bit anxious. Self-dialogue, I'm a little bit anxious, but there's nothing to worry about. It's having that understanding. And then focusing your attention on the interaction itself, on the present moment. So, if we were to kind of create a little equation, it would be understand what is happening internally, take action, either through, self-dialogue that is calming, that is, relaxing, and that is in tune with a positive outlook. And the third step would be to be honed in, to focus on a present feeling of either, this is fun, this is interesting, it's stimulating, and being present to that moment. And you'll see that there's an internal change from one of fear, anxiety, insecurity, anger, whatever it might be, to one of feeling a little bit of excitement, of pleasure, of joy, of being more open. And those emotions, those positive emotions, those states of being that are so good internally, well, those are going to be projected out. It's going to bring about ideas of who you are. You're going to have a greater self-worth. You're going to have a lot more self-respect, and that will manifest in means of expression that are more confident, that are more charismatic, and that people are going to see as appealing and attractive. And that's how you're going to have a successful interaction. And that's the key to it. It's going to be a lot of trial and error. It's not going to come very easily. And don't worry too much. If you can leave this video on one note, I would say the emotional state you have right now is one on unstable grounds. One moment you're gonna feel like shit, you're gonna feel bad, but be aware that emotions change. They're very fluid. They're not a solid material, and that eventually you'll come to a point of one of openness, one of positivity. And so don't worry if things aren't working out. Just help yourself understand that good opportunities are going to arise. So don't take yourself too seriously, and you'll naturally get into a state of flow. And if you tell yourself, there's no reason to worry, you're of enough value, and you're just going to come off as more charismatic. So those are the steps. Those are some of the insights that I have in terms of managing your own emotions. Understand what is happening internally. Take action in a way that's proactive, and then be focused on a present good moment. And let's work on this. If you have any questions in terms of how this works on a deeper level, or you have difficulty understanding, send me a message, send me a comment, and I'll try to help you out. And again, take care.